Hello, welcome to the Long Island Weather Update and Outlook. It's 10 o'clock, April 14th, and dealing with some rain over our area. You can see the disturbance, actually a little front that's passing by. If we look at the Weather Prediction Center, you can see it's more like a disturbance. The front's still way up by the Great Lakes, but we have this disturbance that's touching off some showers and thunderstorms in some parts of our area. It's mainly just showers here. This is what it looked like this evening, you could see it on the horizon at dusk, but most of that activity is off to the west, though it looks like there's a nice little outflow boundary there. Look at that. Over New Jersey, I see it. So that could touch off a few extra showers. We'll go rewind it to the day so you can take a look, and you can see we had a lot of jet junk around when the sun did come out later. But you can see all those thunderstorms mainly blowing up over Pennsylvania. It seems to be where most of the action is, and you can see right now it's Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh. It looks like there's some pretty actually heavy storms here around Pittsburgh, going through central PA, and then there's a few more around Wilkes-Barre, and then another area that is over Franklin Township, New Jersey. And then we've had a few more. I don't know why it's not filling in here, but there's definitely some more shower activity over Long Island. And you can see what this line looked like earlier. It was really healthy, but now it's kind of weakened, in a weakened state, as I expected. It's just a rainy mess. That's all we're getting tonight, pretty much just a rainy mess. But if we look off to the west, probably still got some thunderstorm, lightning activity here around. There was quite a bit of lightning in this area. So yeah, look at that. So western PA, Pittsburgh, and that whole area looks like they're getting in on some pretty significant thunderstorm activity, but not all that much for us. We'll pull the radar back a little bit to show you what this line looked like earlier, like around 5 o'clock, and you could see it blossom around 6 o'clock. You can see it blossom right over Pittsburgh, in that area, and you can see even the whites. There could have been some hail in these. 6:30, 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and you could see it start to go into our area here. And then we started getting the rain around 9 o'clock here, but no, just a few showers. So it came down a little bit, but enough to get soaked if you were out there. But you could see the thunderstorm activity again, mainly confined to Pennsylvania. There was some shower activity earlier in the day that was actually wound up being over. There was actually a thunderstorm that was actually over. Let's see, take a look at this. That looked like a pretty significant storm right there around coming out of eastern PA, and then it went into the Hudson Valley over the Bronx, and brought some rain to some areas of the North Shore, and even a shower maybe perhaps was reported. We'll have to look at some of the observations over Nassau County, and then it kind of weakened as it moved toward the South Shore, but that brought some rain, and then there was some rain off the east end for a little bit. So it wasn't, like I said, wasn't a completely dry day depending on where you were. There were some storms up to the north in Connecticut. Definitely not a completely dry day at all. Not surprising here. Looking at the National Weather Service radar, you could see, again, those showers mainly over New Jersey, mainly to New Jersey and central New Jersey, and going into Nassau County and maybe parts of Suffolk. And you can see there's a few more showers up here, up around the Hudson Valley. But it should be dying out as the evening goes on. Let's go look at our weather and hazards map, and you can see that we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for a lot of Pennsylvania and Ohio, and a few active warnings here. Looks like got a severe thunderstorm warning around Akron. Doesn't say anything's there, and we also got a flash flood warning in effect for looks like around Pittsburgh there, Pennsylvania. So we still have to actually that flash flood warning may go through much of Pennsylvania. It looks like, so it goes through much of the western part of the state. And then there's another severe thunderstorm warning in effect as well. So they're the ones getting pounded by the severe weather in PA. Nothing really going on except more rain in our area. And we'll look at our current conditions out there. And you can see temperatures are in the 50s, kind of breezy out there. So wind gusts up there, 37 miles an hour. Again, kind of windy today, though at least on Long Island it meant more of a sea breeze. So Farmingdale reporting light rain, 57. And a dew point of 48, and they've had a wind gusts of 39 miles an hour. I think that just happened. So probably with these showers could bring some gusty winds, perhaps. It's been the story for much of the day. Looking at Farmingdale, you can see we got into the 60s on Long Island, and then, yes, there was some light rain being reported around 1:30-ish. You can see there was a little bit of a light rain shower there as well. But depending on where you were, the weather was vastly different today. If you were on the island, it was cooler. If you were in Jersey, it was very warm. So if we look at it's still 66 at Miller Air Park, so almost 10 degrees warmer there. Northwest wind at 13. And they got up to 75 today. So just an example of how much warmer it was there. We'll go ahead and we'll look at the observation there because, again, it was pretty warm in Jersey. A good over 10 degrees warmer there. With that strong south-southwesterly flow, it kept most of Long Island cooler. You can see they were in the 70s all day today with sunshine and a lot of jet junk in the sky. But other than that, not a very warm spring-like day for them. For us, again, we have more of the clouds around. So let's go look at our highs for the day. And highs on Long Island, yep, generally 60s, mid-60s, except low 60s on the east end, and maybe some upper 50s right on the water. Generally mid-60s, even here in central Nassau. But that south-southwest wind off the water kept us cool. But it did get up to 74 on Central Park. So the minute you go west, that south-southwest fetches over land, and it's much warmer. And you can see highs got into the mid-70s, Toms River and much of New Jersey. Only right at the shore on the Bay Area Islands where you're cooler with the mid-60s there. Otherwise than that, a lot of the inland areas saw mid-70s in New Jersey, and cooler a little bit in Connecticut because of those rain showers, so they were in the mid-60s as well. Same for the Hudson Valley, maybe around 70 as you get toward the Hudson Valley. Let's look at our lows. And lows generally mid-40s across the area, though West Hampton managed to somehow squeeze in some radiational cooling, get down to 36. And Miller Air Park did as well, 34. But other than that, most locations were in the mid-40s for the day. So let's take a look at our statistics for the day. And you'll see Islip got up to 63 with a low of 43. The high was still 5 degrees above normal, the low 2 degrees above normal, so 4 degrees above normal for the day at Islip. With Central Park, a much bigger departure there from normal, high of 73 and a low of 48. Their high was 12 degrees above normal, the low was 3 degrees above normal, puts them 8 degrees above normal for the day. And Newark got up to 75. Their high was 13 degrees above normal. So, depending on where you were, depended on how much warmth you had. Like JFK and LaGuardia, you always see a big difference on a day like today. JFK got up to 65, so they were 7 degrees above normal for the high, whereas LaGuardia got up to 68. All right, not that big of a difference, actually. Not that big of a difference. So even, the minute you got east of the Hudson River, that's when the temperatures dropped, that south-southwesterly flow that we had throughout much of the day today. And again, you could see, at Islip, you could see south-southwest wind, 15 gusting to 21. So you could see that's what we had most of the day, southwest wind, and that's why we had a good sea breeze. If there was more of a southwesterly component or a westerly component, we would have been a much warmer in Nassau County. But with the southwesterly component, it kept us much, much cooler. So there was actually a thing that they had for wind. Of course, they took it down now. They actually had a thing for wind reports that they took down from the page. Of course they did. So they're gonna make us look for it, and we're gonna have to go in here and look for it now. But they had a public information statement about the wind gusts yesterday, even though they never really issued a wind advisory. Which again, I just don't understand why they didn't. See a lot of areas gusted to the mid-40s in Connecticut, and in New Jersey, they had a gust of 55 at Newark Airport, a gust of 51 in Brooklyn, a gust of 55 in Bayville, 52 miles an hour in Belmore. So it was very windy yesterday. And Stony Brook gusted to 57 miles an hour. College of Staten Island gusted to 52 miles an hour. And Robbins Reef, New Jersey gusted to 54. So the NWS, once again, dropping the ball on this wind. I don't understand why they don't want to issue the wind advisories. I guess they just want to downplay the severity of the weather, which is something they really shouldn't be doing. If anything, they should be more cautious. But I guess they feel, hey, windy days are routine now, so we're not going to issue wind advisories anymore. Um, I don't get it. I don't get it. But we're not here to rant about that. So let's get back to the weather and hazards map, and we'll take a look at show you what else is going on across the country right now. You can see there's been a lot of, look at all these flood warnings around all these rivers because all the rain that has fallen in the south, even Florida, they've had a lot of rain. And then we go from that to the dry problems in Colorado, going down to New Mexico and to West Texas with all these red flag warnings in effect, you could see. So the air is very dry there and it's warm. So and we have this warmth just shooting way up into the, if we look at our highs for the day, show you the whole country here for a moment here. And you can see 90 stretching up into even parts of Nebraska. Very warm, stretching way up there. And then finally it drops off as you get to Dakota. But you can see there's a big ridge over here. So you can see that there's a big, big ridge. And I'll look at precipitation, and we're going to just go to the 72 hours, show you how much rain has fallen in the past 72 hours, if it'll work. And it doesn't seem to want to work. All right, well, it may be actually, yeah, they've gotten a lot of rain in this area, and that's why there's been a lot of flooding in the south. You know, they had tornadoes in a tornado in Slidell, Louisiana. So that area really got hit very hard. Looking at rainfall totals in our area for the past, or we'll go past 24 hours here. You can see that even some areas of PA, that's why they got these flood warnings in effect, over an inch already in these areas. Pittsburgh has seen a lot of flooding as well. Our area, not that much rain. And we won't really be getting all that much from this. Going to the rivers and lakes viewer, which is what I want to look at next here. We're going to go to this. And just take a look and show you the high water that we have in some of our rivers here. And I can move this map anyway. You can see the orange dots are where there's flooding. So that's where there's flooding, and you can see we're going to actually move this to Pennsylvania here if I can. And it doesn't look like it lets us. Oh, maybe I hit refresh, it'll work. No. Yeah, maybe now it'll work. Nope. Doesn't work. That's nice because that's really annoying. It goes by the actual weather service. You have to change it to Pittsburgh if you want to look at the situation with, and you got to go to a whole new page and find rivers and lakes and find the data viewer. But let's go over here and see what they've got. So you can see, yeah, here's a river that's flooding here. So there's going to be a lot more flooding going on in these areas. A lot more flooding. And then I can show you Louisiana and show you those areas too, like Slidell, for instance. There was 2 tornadoes in Slidell, but I don't know. They're only talking about one. I was just like, let's find the rivers and lakes of data viewer if they've got one here. They, of course, have a different page here. Let's see if we can find it. If they have a rivers and lakes maps. And they don't have that here. I can't find it. Well, I'm sure there's lots of flooding going on, and it's a real big problem over there. But they don't have, the weather service doesn't have a seamless way to go from one office to the other. Every office is like its own world. So anyway, looking at the weather map, you see we got this disturbance over our area, bringing some showers. But we're going to have ridging building in for this week, at least part of this week, so it should be a lot better. I'll go to the satellite here. And again, you can see those thunderstorms really blowing up there over PA on that satellite there. Really impressive to see. In fact, we're going to go back to the. We got to look at this radar here for a moment. That's some pretty intense stuff here. So you see what's going on over there over PA. So PA is getting slammed right now, especially the central and western parts of it. A lot of severe thunderstorms there, and they're going to cause flooding and power outages and all kinds of issues that we're going to have over there. We're going to go to power outage at USNC. I'm not surprised that PA is in the yellow with these storms here. So we're seeing some damage from these storms to the power grid. So let's go to the satellite. Back to satellite. I actually want to go to a larger CONUS view. So you can see that after this disturbance moves through, there's not really a whole lot going on. We're going to have a quiet, at least to begin a quiet week. Just see the fires still going on there in Kansas there. I still see wildfire smoke over there as they're dealing with wildfires. They got the red flag warning in effect for this whole area. All right. So let's go to the models now, and we'll start with the jet stream in the upper air, and as we head into this week here. So our jet stream obviously is kind of a mess right now. Split flow, and you can see really just a messed up looking jet stream here for the most part. But you're trying to find the ridges and troughs, and you can see, all right, there's a little trough right there that comes through, maybe brings a little cool down. There aren't any big ridges or anything like that. You don't see a fire hose, at least. So that's a good news. You're not looking at a fire hose, which is good. This is the GFS that we are looking at right now. Let's go to the 500. This will kind of tell us a little more where our troughs and ridges are. So you can see that a little trough comes through there. Maybe brings a little cool down. It almost looks like a cutoff. And then we got the ridge. A ridge coming. Got a very unusual look to this whole thing right here. And then you can see some troughing. Try to build back in toward next weekend, which might bring a drop in temperatures, and then more ridging again. But this doesn't really have a signature for any big-time heat. It looks like kind of just a disorganized mess, really. We're going to go to the European next, so the AI. We'll do the AI Euro, because this way we have the same amount of days. The GFS are close to it. Let's see if there are any differences here that you see. GFS definitely stronger with the troughing. Definitely stronger as we go into next weekend. You'd definitely see the GFS definitely tend to keep us cooler, and has a little less ridging. It does have a block in Greenland as well, which the GFS doesn't show nearly as much. So we are going to see differences between these two as a result of what we're looking at here. So let's go back to GFS, and we'll look at the surface map. And I'll pull this to the CONUS view now. So our surface map, you'll see that disturbance again coming through tonight, and then fair weather tomorrow and Tuesday as well. And most likely most of Wednesday, but you could see some rain chances creep in Wednesday night. And on Thursday, we're going to have some rain chances as well. And then for Friday, it looks like it should be okay. And then another front kind of comes through Saturday night. But the GFS kind of has this front kind of getting hung up. This is the GFS now. I wonder if the 12Z is doing that. Yeah, 12Z is still doing that. So the GFS kind of changed its mind here. I want to go back to 0Z last night, because the GFS was building high pressure in. It was going to have a strong high pressure and keep us dry, and we were going to have nice weather. But this 18Z GFS kind of wants to have the front hung up because it is shallower with the trough. So it could bring more, keep clouds around for the weekend again. This is when we're going to have another sunny, clear day again. It's ridiculous. And here we are almost at the last week of April here. And you can see maybe fair weather for next Tuesday, high pressure, and then you can see, generally speaking, it looks like just a mess. This whole thing just looks like a freaking mess. Let's take you to the AI Euro now. Next, I'll go to the AI, and then we'll go to the operational. So through the AI European here. It looks similar until we get toward the weekend. And that's the weekend looks different. All right, so Saturday could have a chance of a shower, and then much stronger cold front and bigger high pressure keeps us sunny for Sunday. So there's a bit of a difference. The Euro definitely stronger with the trough. I don't think the AI gives us... Oh, it does give us temperature anomaly. Okay. So let's go to the temperature anomaly chart now for the AIUR. Obviously, we're going to be above normal tomorrow, well above normal tomorrow, and still above normal on Tuesday, and then dropping close to normal on Wednesday. You can see a little cooler air coming in here. Pretty chilly air, actually, coming into the central part of the country here around Thursday. And, yeah, it goes straight down to Texas. We don't get into it because of that stupid Atlantic Ridge. Still don't get into it by Saturday, a little bit by Saturday, and then by Sunday, we start and get into this cool air. And then we stay kind of cooler than normal. Not really, there's some warmth here, but nothing crazy. All right, this is the European here. Now, let's go to the GFS. And I'm just going to use the AI because that's the regular European now. All right, now the GFS is different. All right, so Tuesday, you can see, all right, they pretty much agree here. But the change is as we get toward the weekend, you're going to start seeing, all right, they both advertise the cold air, but the GFS doesn't want to. It doesn't want to have it around as long, and then it has another batch trying to come through. The GFS generally more in the above normal than the European camp. All right. So you see the differences between the two models here, and I guess we have a difference of opinion on all these models. So we have a little bit of an uncertainty situation for next weekend into next week, in the latter part of April at this point. I'm hoping that the European is right because the GFS, if it is right, it means more wet weather. And we can take a look at the total rainfall accumulation here throughout as we go through the whole period here. And you can see GFS definitely has plenty of wet weather in the Midwest, and then it gives us a couple of inches too throughout the rest of the month. Now, if we look at the European AI, it is somewhat similar, but the rainfall patterns look a little different. All right, but it still has more rain and more rain chances on the way, which we've had enough of. I've had enough of it. Everybody's had enough of it. We want some sunshine. So, now we've looked at the longer range. Let's go to the shorter range. And in fact, while we're in the longer range, I'll do this now. Climate Prediction Center, 6 to 10 day outlook, has us below normal and the precipitation near normal. And the 8 to 14 day has the precipitation below normal, temperature still below normal. So it seems like they are leaning more toward the European guidance, and I'm hoping that the European is right, so we have a little less of those rainy days and more cool sunny days, which seem to be very hard to get nowadays. So let's go to the HRRR, and we'll look at the 0Z HRRR run. First starting at the precipitation level. And you see those showers tonight. They're going to be moving on out, and we'll be dry tomorrow. Actually, I spoke too soon. The HRRR seems to want to develop another batch of showers tomorrow night around, I guess this is with the cold front, around, I would say between 6 and 8 o'clock, another batch of showers. It's ridiculous. It really is. Then we finally dry on Tuesday. We finally can have a day where we don't have any rain chances on Tuesday. Imagine that. One day where we don't have any rain chances. Isn't that amazing? So we'll have one day without any rain chances on Tuesday at least. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to look at the dew points and wind flow and figure out why it's doing that. I have a feeling I know why it's doing that. So you can see tomorrow we're going to have starting off with, we have some higher dew points. The drier air tries to come in the afternoon. Light winds tomorrow, so there'll probably be a sea breeze developing in the afternoon. Light northwesterly winds. And then you can see, that moisture level build up. And then as we get into Tuesday, we start seeing a northwest flow, and that's going to bring in some cooler air drier air into our area. I won't say that much cooler, but it will be drier at least. Looking at our temperatures. Tomorrow's going to be a warm one. We're going to get well up. We're probably going to get above 70 tomorrow in most areas tomorrow. And look at that. Look at how warm it's getting parts of Jersey. Almost 80 I see over Philadelphia. So, mid to upper 70s in Jersey. Here we're probably going to see 70s too. It's going to be pretty warm. And then tomorrow night we'll have the temperatures drop back into the 40s, maybe by morning, maybe upper 40s by morning. And then Tuesday will be somewhat cooler. We'll have highs probably mid to upper 60s, close to 70, probably a better bet of 70 in Jersey in those days. We're going to look at some soundings now on the HRRR, and let's go to 16Z here, so we could at least figure out what the skies will be like tomorrow. And the lines are pretty far apart, though. These are kind of close together, indicating we might have some upper level junk or jet junk with these temperatures. I mean, usually don't have nice skies, nice blue skies with temperatures like that. And then Tuesday, I think it's a better bet for clearer skies. Looking at the GFS, we'll take you through the rest of the days here as far as our temperatures go. And dew points, we'll start with the dew points and wind flow. You pretty much have agreement on that. Tuesday is going to be the better day. And then Wednesday, we start seeing the moisture build back in. Got a southeasterly flow. And the rain chances by evening. And then we got an easterly flow on Thursday. That's probably going to keep us in the clouds and possibly rain and sucky drizzle around. And then you can see what we got here. Cut off low offshore in the GFS, keeping us kind of, unsettled through the weekend. This has an unsettled look. Maybe Sunday we try to pull some drier air in here. This is the GFS here that we're looking at here. And you can see here, generally speaking, it does get better by next week. So hopefully we can get out of this goddamn rainy pattern. I'm just sick of it already. Every day, it just never ends. And then you can see Wednesday we're cooler because we're going to be stuck in the clouds. Thursday could be miserable. Looks like it's got a marine backdoor front with lots of sucky drizzle, perhaps. And you see similar thing for Friday, perhaps warming up inland. Weekend we get that warm up on Saturday. We're head of the front, and then we drop back into some cooler temperatures as we get toward next week. And the GFS doesn't really have any big heat ups here. A few warm ups here, but nothing really crazy. Obviously, the Euro would be a little cooler than this. Let's go to the skies. And actually, before I do that, let me go to the NAM 12, and we'll look at what the NAM has. I'm going to go to the NAM 3. I want to look at what the NAM has for tomorrow as far as that area that it wants to produce shower activity. So we have a good amount of the 0Z NAM in now because we are late, so that always helps. So let's see, the NAM. Yeah, it does bring up a slightly widely scattered shower. There's a chance. NAM's not quite as, but the NAM was kind of dry today. I mean, the HRRR looked like it verified more. We had that rainy mess that came in the evening. It wasn't a really good sharp line to storm, so I'm thinking that's what we're going to see for tomorrow as well. Let's go to the skies next. First the NAM, and you can see starting off with clouds, and then maybe some less clouds toward the afternoon, though I don't think it's going to be that great. I think Tuesday is going to be your day. You're going to have clearer skies. Definitely. I think Tuesday is your day. You're going to have your mostly sunny skies tomorrow. I don't know. I'm kind of, wishy-washy about it. Let's look at the RGEM next for skies. RGEM, obviously, still showing some cloud cover. So you can see some cloud cover there, and then maybe a little break in the afternoon, and then more cloud cover comes in. And again, we got to watch for that chance of a shower in the evening with this cold front. And then mostly sunny for Tuesday, and then obviously as we get toward Wednesday, these clouds are going to overspread, and that's what we're going to be dealing with our next bout of precipitation. And we'll go to the NAM 12 to look at that because that goes a little further out. The 0Z won't take us there, but I'm just see if we can take a look and see what's going to happen Wednesday. So you could see some rain chances creep back into the area as we get toward Wednesday, and then we'll go to the icon if we want to go a little further than that. You could see, again, those rain chances Wednesday. Thursday, it's going to be sucky. And then Friday, we may still be dealing with it. So this is the icon. So, again, enjoy the sunshine, especially for Tuesday, because I think that's the only day we're going to really get a decent amount of sunshine this entire week. It's been, our sunshine has been stolen by climate change. So, Steal My Sunshine. If there's a song from the 90s called Steal My Sunshine. Oh, man, all right, well, that's what they're doing. Hey, next pickup I see, I'll take my anger out. I'm just kidding. But yeah, let's I think that's going to wrap it up. I think we're pretty much done here. So enjoy Monday and Tuesday because I think the rest of the week is going to be back to suckage again. We can look at we'll talk more about what's going to be happening. I think we'll have a better idea what's going to be happening Wednesday as we get toward Tuesday. But tomorrow, just keep in mind that, again, we could see that pop up. This is the RGEM, by the way. So, oh, no, look at this. So it's developing some showers. This is ridiculous. RGEM's really wet, and then you can see here we are Wednesday. Here's the next batch of showers. And, yeah, I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of this rain already. It's enough. It's ridiculous, let me tell you. It really is. I might as well put the total accumulated precip on here. It won't be much from those showers, but go to the HRRR, you'll see the 0Z. It'll just show you what those showers could bring. Hey, they could bring. Well, that's counting we just went through. So just keep in mind that I'm kind of curious if the Weather Service put in a chance for a shower tomorrow. Let's see if they did. We have a special marine warning out now issued. So they just have it sunny, and they don't even have a chance of a shower there at all. It's just kind of surprising. Um, I wouldn't rule that out. But anyway, we've got a special marine warning for the New York Harbor off Sandy Hook because we got a line of weakening. We got this. It's for this whole Jersey Shore area. They've got a special marine warning. I'm wondering it's due to that outflow boundary. Let's just go to the weather and hazards map one more time and look at this outflow boundary. And we'll just see if we're getting any crazy wind gusts with it. I don't see anything crazy with it. Northwest wind gusting to 22. There's nothing crazy with that. They've gusted as high as 24. Seaside, they gusted to 42, but that may have happened earlier. But yeah, just windy weather continues. Can I tell you? I'm thinking that happened earlier, but let me just see. We're going to wait for this to load, and then I'm going to end. Of course, now it doesn't want to load. I don't know why. Why do you need to be so darn slow and not do anything? Just as it's loading, it's stuck. I don't understand. May I play the Jeopardy music here while we wait? Well, I guess we're not going to find out, so it doesn't seem to want to load, so that's just lovely. I was just curious to see if there were any crazy wind gusts with that outflow boundary, and that's what I wanted to find out, but apparently I can hit refresh. Let's see if it happens again. There we go. Let's see. No, it wasn't with the outflow boundary. They did a gust up to 32 with it, though. So, yeah, that was the outflow boundary right there. So some sites might have had it. But anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up this Long Island weather update and outlook. So enjoy the next couple of days because after that, we're back into the unsettled misery. I hate that word. Have a good night.